there, Stampers. Welcome to the Stars at Night class to go for November 2023. Laura and I are so excited that you decided to join us, and we think that you're going to love the cards that we're going to make this month. So this class to go really focuses on the Stars at Night hybrid bundle, and it's called a hybrid bundle because there are both dies and an embossing folder that coordinate with it. And in the second card that we make in this class, I'll show you how they work together. We've also combined it with the Shining Brightly DSP, specialty DSP. So each one of these patterns, it's a single-sided paper, but each one of these patterns has like a foil pattern to it. And each pattern is available in a navy and a vanilla base. So you can see that here. Such a beautiful pattern paper. And then we've also used some of the Night of Navy and Gold speckled ribbon, which is another beautiful product. I mean, the whole thing just goes together so perfectly. All right, so those are the products that we're going to use. And in this video, I'm going to share how to create this card here. So what you will need to cut from your patterned paper, you can choose any of the pattern papers, but I've chose this one here. So you will need a piece of DSP that measures 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches, 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches. And then if you want to decorate your envelope flap, you'll need one that is about 2 1/4 by 6 inches. Okay, if you don't want to decorate your envelope flap, if you want to save that DSP, then you can omit that one. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have gone ahead and I've embossed my layer of Night of Navy using the Stars at Night embossing folder. So this can be used just as a regular embossing folder. It doesn't have to be used with the dies, which is great, makes it even more versatile. And we're gonna add a little bit of splatter to this. And I'm gonna use my Wink of Stella to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squeeze my Wink of Stella until I start to see some of it running down. And then I'm just gonna tap it with my bone folder. And I'm being quite forceful when I tap it because I want that to splatter so I get this beautiful shimmery splatter on my navy cardstock. Okay, then we're gonna set that aside. We'll let it dry and we'll continue to work on here. All right, so our 2 pieces of vanilla, we're gonna bring them in because we are going to stamp on them. Gold embossing works beautifully or looks beautiful with this collection. Actually, before we stamp, we are going to add this piece to the top of our inside layer. And I'm just doing that so that I can better position my greeting for the inside. All right, now I'm going to take my embossing buddy and just give it a rub here and here. That just removes any of the oils from my fingers or static that is on the cardstock. I'm going to bring in my Versamark and the greeting that says, "Wishing you the best and brightest holiday season." And we're going to stamp that on here. And we'll sprinkle it with some gold powder. And it looks like I need some more gold here. All right, and then we're also going to stamp on the inside of our card. This time I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas greeting. And then I'll sprinkle that with some embossing powder. Tap off the excess. We'll cover this over so we don't make a mess. I'll put put my cap on my glue so it doesn't dry out, and then we're going to bring in our heat tool and heat it up. All right, then we're going to bring in our dies and we're going to do some die cutting. So we're going to cut our greeting with this die, and then from the gold scrap that you've got, you'll cut this little trio of stars. I've gone ahead and I've already cut that, so I'm just going to set this aside, but I do need to cut this. So I'm going to be off camera for just a second. Okay, well, maybe a little longer than a second. I had to get it lined up. Okay, so I've got my greeting, and just put that die back. All right, and then before we start assembling, I'm going to bring this piece back and the little trio of stars and some Night of Navy ink. And I'm going to stamp one there and one here. Okay, so all of our stamping is done. We are ready to start assembling. Our card base is a piece of Night of Navy. We'll add this to the inside. So I'm just using some multi-purpose glue. Okay, and the other thing that we're going to need is we're going to need some ribbon, and you'll need about 6 inches. Okay, so now we're going to bring in this piece and this piece, and I'm going to line this up. I'm going to use my grid mat because we want to make this so that it is 3/4 of an inch wide. Oh, I probably shouldn't have put adhesive all the way around. Okay, that was not very smart. Okay, we're gonna do this a different way. So I wanted to use my grid mat and just put a row of adhesive so that I could stick this piece on top of this piece so that I could make it 3/4 of an inch, 3 3/4 of an inch wide. But since I put glue all the way over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up so that there's an even border top and bottom and on the left. And then I'm going to do this so that there's an even border on the top, bottom, and right. And I'm just going to be careful where I push because that probably is still a little bit damp. Now we can use a little bit of seal adhesive. We're just going to put a little strip down. We'll fold our ribbon in half, pop it on here. We'll add some dimensionals to the back of this piece. And then this is going to hang off the edge just a little bit, off the edge of the embossed layer. just like that. And then we'll bring in our stars, our die cut stars from the gold foil. And you could add adhesive sheets to the back of these before you cut them. And I'll add one here. It worked out that that star is kind of right in the center, so it works out perfectly to add a gold star to the center of that. And then I'm going to bring in my tweezers, make it a little bit easier to position it. We'll add that right there. And then for this one, I'll add just a tiny dot of glue because this one is super small. And we'll add that over top. And then if you've cut a piece for your envelope flap, you can go ahead and add adhesive to your flap, position that on there. I like to line it up with the top corner so that I only have to cut, I don't have to cut along the top, I just need to cut just around here. So I'll do that off camera. But once you've done that, then it'll look something like this. And there is our first card. Isn't it stunning? I love this collection with the gold embossing. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.